Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to start a new series that is on algae, bryophyta and lichens. But first of all we are going to study about algae. So introduction, it is a subgroup of Thallophyta, that is group is the Thallophyta. Members of this group lack the true roots, stems and leaves. So basically they do not possess these structures. They are simple chlorophyllous, that is they possess chlorophyll as a pigment, and autotrophic plants, as autotrophs are those that they made their food themselves. So it is one of the most primitive group of plants. Why? Because they are the first ones that appear as a form of, we can say, in case of the series of the green plants that we can see. So first algae, then bryophyta came, then pteridophyta, then gymnosperms, and finally the angiosperms. So angiosperms are the category of plants that we see today, that are present today. Obviously algae are, and these are also present today, but they were the first one to appear in the series. Then Eichler in 1886 first of all classified the Thallophyta group into two categories. That is he put the algae into the Thallophyta group, which is the in autotrophic category, and the fungi, that is in the heterotrophic category, that is they do not make their own food. So the word algae is derived from a Latin word that is meaning seaweed, and also there is a Greek word that is phycos that also means the seaweed. So the study of the algae is known as phycology. There are also other names of the algae. For example, in China it is known as sao, then in Rome it is known as fucus, and in Hawaii island it is known as limu, where it is consumed as a form of food. So the diagnostic characters of the algae. So the first is habit and habitat. So mostly aquatic. They are aquatic in nature, that is whether live in the marine water or the fresh water, and can occur in diverse habitats, that is like on or below the soil level, or moist rocks, or wet logs, or snow also. So also can be found in association with fungi and are known as lichens. Together with the fungi they make the lichens and other animals. Then they possess variety of pigments, or we can say variety of pigments are present in them. For example, chlorophyll, beta carotene, etc. Then they have a simple thalloid plant body. So what is a thalloid plant body? A plant body that is not differentiated into stems and the leaves, and lack the true roots and a vascular system. So that body is known as a thalloid body. So we can say algal body is basically a simple structural body. Then vascular system, that is the xylem and the phloem are also absent here, because xylem and phloem are only present in the higher class of plants only. So mechanical tissue is also absent here. What is a mechanical tissue? So the tissue which provide the supports and the mechanical strength to the plant or a growing organ in a plant is known as a mechanical tissue, which are absent here because they basically do not possess much structure, developed structure, so that they don't need the mechanical tissue also. Cell wall is made up of cellulose or mixed with other cell materials. So basically in case of plants we have another membranous structure, that is the cell wall, which is absent in animals. So in case of algae it is consist of cellulose. Then the reserve food is the starch, oil, protein or the lipid, etc. So what is a reserve food? Reserve food is found in the cells and the tissues that function as an important store of energy that can be released and used in the ATP production when required by the organism, or we can say the plant. So, sexual reproduction is of isogamous, anisogamous and oogamous type. So, what is isogamous type? So, in case of isogamous types, the fusion of gametes of similar size can take place. That is, the size of the male and female gamete is same. Then, in anisogamous type, the fusion of gametes of dissimilar sizes, that is, whether one is large and another one is small. Then, oogamous. So fusion of large immotile of female gametes with the small motile male gametes was there. Then under favorable conditions, algae multiplies asexually. That is, favorable conditions are those whenever algae have enough nutrients, or we can say enough light, enough water and other resources which that needs for the performing of the photosynthetic activity or its food product in the production of food. So at that time algae multiplies by asexual method. No embryo form after the gametic fusion, so as we can know it is not an advanced type of plant. So here embryo is not formed after the gametic fusion. Haploid and diploid life cycles are independent, that is distinct alternation of generation is present. That is, haploid means n number of cells and diploid means 2n number of cells in a life cycle. So there was an alternation of generation, that is n again, then 2n fusion and after n. So there was a cycle and that was also independent of each other, which we can see in later videos, that what is an alternation of generation, that and that time it can be understood better and easily also. So history of algae. Algae was known since ancient times. People were aware about the algae, how it should be used, but its name and generally its characteristics are not much very, we can say, clear. So first of all, in 1753, Linnaeus used the term algae and classify it with Hepaticea of the Bryophyta. That is, he put it under the Bryophyta category. Then A.L.D. Jesuit in 1789 separated it from the Bryophyta. That is, he noted some characteristics that are different from the Bryophyta and he put it in separate manner. Then R. Roth in 1797, he studied about Hydrodictine and the Rivularia species. Then in 1802, Turner studied the fertilization in fucus. In 1803, Boucher gives the importance of the reproductive organs in the classification of the algae, that is what role reproductive organs play, and on the basis of that algae should be classified. Then Brown in 1835, he gives the development and the taxonomy of the Chara species of algae. And at last, history of algae in India. So first of all, M.O.P. Iyengar, he was known as the father of modern algology of India. Then Ghosh in 1919 to 32, he worked on the blue-green algae. And H.D. Kumar was one of the pioneer of algal physiology. So yeah, that's all about the general characteristics and history of algae. I hope you will like my video, and yeah, if you like my video, please do like, share and subscribe to my channel.